Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And I'm KT Carlisle.
And together we are the Wild Stallions. But every week, Stu Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome various issues and obstacles that life throws our way while we're trying to get things done. We talk about all sorts of issues, mostly my issues, Steven. Steven, how many bad relationships have I been in since we started this podcast? How many breakups and terrible, ridiculous situations? And now, Steven, we got engaged, Steven.
It happened.
We did it.
It's weird that he's engaged to two people at once, but I'll allow it because he put a ring on it a long time ago, but I'm just kidding.
It's Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Ring.
Yes.
Come on. Okay, you're the only one. I love you, Steven.
I'm not a fan of this joke.
I love you. but we did it. We gotta get okay. That was crazy, Steven, because last week we were talking about it. I literally wasn't planning on proposing this week. I
knew you were going to though, because like when you were talking to me about it, I just knew because like you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then he's like, I got this freaking ring, and I'm like, he didn't even tell me he was going to, and I'm like, that dude's proposing tonight. That's happening now.
so let's tell you. So this is what happened.
It's such a cute story.
I love you so much. So this is what happened, dude. I would have told you if I planned on it. It was more like the situation where, like Jim in the office, he's like, I've been holding this, I've had this, ring. I bought this like a week after we met or whatever. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, I'm not going to not have it in my pocket in case something perfect happens. You know what I mean? I was just like, I have it. And so we planned for our anniversary to go to the melting pot. Mm-hmm. And she told me, like, she was being very mysterious about it, where she was just like, they asked me if I wanted to set something up, something special. And I was like, something special is happening. I was like, I bet I could top that.
Challenge accepted.
You literally were like Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh with your trap card ready to play. Like you.
Yes, 100%. So, will you tell the story?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Okay, so they called me and they were like, going through the whole like rigmarole, like, hey, you have a reservation tonight. You still coming? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And they're
wait. Rigmarole sounds like a Pokemon. It's like an armadillo. It's an Italian armadillo who throws spaghetti at you. Just saying. Anyway, go on.
Riga! That's what he said.
Rigmarole.
Rigmarole.
What matter?
Rigmarole, I choose you.
Love that.
I choose you. It's a me, Rigmarole.
Oh
okay, go. I'm so sorry. I had to be.
It's Mario.
It was always Mario.
Yeah. Anyway, so they asked me while they're going through all this, they're like, oh, do you want rose petals on the table? I was like, yeah, I want rose petals on the fucking table. Are you kidding me? That's bougie as hell. So
I'm embarrassed that you even asked.
I'm embarrassed for you. So that's when I texted him and I was like, ooh, they could do something special. And so anyway, so we go, and I've never been to the melting pot before. It's really cool.
It is. It's definitely a pretty fun place to be. Yeah, I mean, it's the only place in the area that's like that. That's for sure. It's like one of the only fondue experiences.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's a fondue restaurant where you go and like not only do they have cheese fondue and then like amazing like chocolatey desserts, but they have like a fun oil situation where you get to cook your own foods.
Yeah,
it's
plus cheese dip.
The cheese dip is really
everything in the cheese dip.
Yeah,
everything.
Sure.
Oh, that was the highlight.
I mean the
marriage.
Meal. No, don't do that. So
she's not wrong.
But it was like it's so good. But anyway, so we're going through our dinner, we're giving our little gifts and stuff. He got me this really cute necklace, and it's a map of where we first met. It's kind of hard for you guys to see, but go on my Twitter and check it out.
I did see the tweet of that.
Yeah, it's such a cool necklace. It was I literally like cried from that. I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And we're just having our dinner and everything's all cute. And the topic came up of
before you say this, the funniest thing happens, right? So like, this is a perfect situation. We're having such a great night together. Mm-hmm. Like, she loved the necklace, and I was like, oh, it would be such a perfect like bow, like just tie a bow on this night to actually like make this surprise her with this ring and propose. So she came and sat by me. And I feel the ring in my pocket, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I start saying like sweet things to her. Like, but here's the thing. We've done this so many times, right? Like she's like, I've proposed to her without a ring like 100 times. Like practicing for fun, where I'm just like, I say sweet things that, you know, that I mean. And
okay, so she doesn't like being called a turtle for some reason. I don't get it. Turtle is off the list.
That's off the table.
I've learned to stay away from calling women any sort of animal. You
don't know why you're going through the
nothing.
animal list.
Do this.
He's really dedicated to this animal list. But like, yeah, so eventually I settled on Super Fighting Robot.
Yes.
So
Robot's okay.
Yeah, Robot's
good.
So
Turtle's bad.
So I started
Megatron?
Nope,
there are limits. There are limits.
What is this list? You'll see. We'll get to it. It's a rap. It's a pokey rap, and it's also a proposal. Yeah. So rigmarole. So she's sitting there, and I'm like, I got this. I'm gonna propose, and she's gonna think it's like one of those like fake proposals, you know? And I was like, this is perfect. But then like we kind of get half interrupted, and she ends up going back to the other seat. And I was like,
I ruined it.
I was like, okay.
I ruined everything.
Okay. This isn't happening. No big deal. I still said sweet things. It was a good night. Everything's great.
Nice.
So then you go.
Yeah, so then you know, we're talking, and the topic comes up of getting engaged, and he's teasing me about how he's gonna make me wait until our birthday.
Yeah, we share a birthday.
Yeah,
so.
And I was like, "Dad, I gotta wait that long? Like, come on, that's ridiculous." Like, because I knew that he had gotten a ring, and I knew that, like, you know, more or less it was coming pretty soon. That's what she said, and and so he comes over and he sits by me, and he's being all sweet like he is, and he was just like, you know, saying nice things, and then I look down and the ring box is on the table, and he's like, I don't want to wait. And then yeah,
oh,
the question, and I'm like
crying, cheeses everywhere,
literally crying. Our waitress walked by like as he was proposing.
We got this cute picture.
Yeah, we did. We got a little souvenir. But our waitress walked by like as it was happening, and it was so funny. Her face, she was like, you know, she like, ooh. So she like came by, and she was like, did I just hear what I think I heard?
She did. It was very cute. It
was very cute. She was really awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I said no, obviously.
Yeah, so
obviously.
This is a breakup episode.
Yeah.
This is how we send her off. I mean, it was nice while it lasted.
It was nice to know you. It was a good run.
Yeah, right. I'm not going nowhere.
No way. But yeah, we did it, Steven. So now we're talking about the next steps. We're talking about moving in together and stuff. And so it's been such a crazy, big, amazing week, because on top of this, don't make a sex joke.
Make of the sex
joke.
Make of the sex joke.
I'm gonna rigmarole.
Yeah, the sex joke.
Okay. So I was on top of her. I had to.
So there I was on top of her.
Yes.
Okay. I love you.
I love you.
So there we go. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Every porno should start off like that.
100%.
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Oh my god.
So, anyway, dude, it's been such a crazy week because, you know, in addition to, you know, our engagement, Steven, like, we finished Bloodlust. We finished our Vampire Revenge romance project, like, which is, and it, by the way, looks badass. I shared it with a small group of people, and like they all thought it was like the coolest freaking thing.
It's so awesome.
And yeah, I'm like,
I of course, as always, just judging my artwork, just going back, judging. Look at the baby.
Look at the baby.
But yeah, but no, they loved it too. So I mean, I sent them everything. So hopefully that everything happens and everything is good and we're taken care of, and Deathless 3.
So yeah, and then we also are right now we're launching Deathless issue 3, which is, dude, it's been a long time coming. Like, I can't freaking wait for this. And I'm a little nervous about this one. How are you feeling about it?
I'm pretty confident.
Are you?
Yeah. I feel like Deathless definitely has people that want to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Me, I'm one of those people.
For sure. And like, I feel like this one does establish some pretty cool lore, and it has some, even though it is a very narrative heavy issue, it still has plenty of action and crazy violence in it.
I think we found like we struck a good balance with it. I think.
I mean, there's stuff happening on every page.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, we kept it pretty like fun and dynamic. Like, it's exciting visually, even when it's just conversational.
I was just gonna say, like, well, because he's got one of the pages up on the computer over there. Like, it's such a beautiful comic. Like,
thank you.
Really, really, like, before any of this was going on, and I got invested in it just because seeing like his posts about it, and I was like, I want to read this thing, and I read it, and I was just like, I have to like message him and just tell him how gorgeous these pages are, because they're so stunning, and I'm just like, I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I just want to like dive into there. It's so cool. I love the effects you guys do with the like the glowing.
Dude, that lighting effect is
so
so
light pen. I love that light pen so much.
It helps
before light pen, I had to basically create light pen by doing like
the gauzy
color airbrush with the white airbrush inside, and then tricky one's lines got curvy and sharp, and but light pen is like, nah, I got you, bro. you just
so cool.
That hand around, and
such a cool effect. I love it.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. And like this, I can't wait to see these pages. Like, the flats look good. So I can't wait to see what it looks like with the light pen effect, and with like some extra shadow and lighting stuff. And it's gonna be beautiful. And I can't wait to start lettering it. And like, now that honestly, going through Bloodlust, I learned some like little tricks, like little shortcuts and stuff with lettering that I was like, I don't know why I wasn't doing this before. I was like, I don't understand why I didn't do this. It's so quick and so easy. I was like, there are some things that just make sense, you know? Because like, I mean, essentially, what I was doing was, I was putting all the words on the page where they had to be, and like contorting the bubbles and such, and doing what I had. And then like with Bloodlust, I essentially just like found the median bubble with the right words, and that way I could just like literally copy paste and just put it was just like with the right font and everything in it is what the difference was. Because with this project, I use different fonts for different things, and different, different characters had different colors.
Yeah, there's two separate narrations. There's obviously dialogue, and
so in order to like kind of facilitate that, like I was using copy paste with like a whole structured bubble, so I was like, everything I need for this particular dialogue, I was just copy pasting and putting them where they needed, then filling it in with what the words actually had to be. And it was so much better than having to go through like one by one and fix everything. That's
awesome.
Yeah, it's a very good process. So yeah, dude, we're making headway with issue 3. It's almost done, and the Kickstarter is, by the time people are watching this, launched, which means like, oh my gosh, please go right now into the description. Yeah, click the
support this brilliant man.
These brilliant men.
Listen, I'm buying
this brilliant man and his Dorito finger licking dungeon artist. Nah, we're moving on up. If you guys find a new place, my dungeon's gonna get so much better. It's gonna be so great.
Oh yeah, that's right, dude. Oh yeah, we were talking about that. Where it's like, when we get a place, we have to have like a game night. We have to like, you guys have to come over. We have to do
Cape Coral.
I was like showing her Cape Coral and like the canals and stuff, and she's like, I can't live there with those hurricanes. Like,
they did great. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised. If I'm being real, it's like the opposite effect. Like, they were like moving the water and channeling it. Really, as long as you're not near the yacht club, you're fine.
But yeah, so go click the link, please. You can catch up with all of the books if you've never heard of Deathless before. We have all, catch up packets.
What do you live under a rock?
You mustered the courage.
Read these comics now. Do it.
Do it.
Just do it. Nike
or mayonnaise. What? This is mayonnaise. What? Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
may you find that link and click it so we can move on with our. Let's go.
Nailed
Let's go. No, but seriously, please go click the link. And if you can't afford the comics or whatever it may be, if you just it is close to Christmas or whatever, share the links with everyone perhaps someone you are friends with might be interested in our book, and they can help support our dreams, and get this book made. Stephen, I am so looking forward to I'm hoping this does as well as it possibly can. Of course it will, but I'm hoping we succeed and we get to order more books and get actually kind of replenish our inventory of our old, of issues 1 and 2. So
2 is never going to need a reorder.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Ever.
No, I know we have a lot of issue 2. But yeah, so we can replenish 1 and get a reasonable amount of issue 3, and yeah, and it's looking good. I'm excited for this. So far, I think the Kickstarter looks good.
It looks really good.
KT actually helped me make it look better, because
awesome.
It's good to have an extra set of eyes, and she has 4.
Yeah.
Now that we, by the way, just an idea I'm throwing out there for a Kickstarter for next year. Now that we have a female vocalist, maybe for the 5-year anniversary for Play It Again, we revisit.
I don't think she'd do it.
The songs from that?
No, I don't think she'd want to do it.
I would do it for you. Yeah. But I would be upset about it.
Yeah.
I'd need to take frequent breaks to scream cry into a pillow, but I'll do it.
Oh. Maybe. That's a maybe.
I mean, I can just crudely sing as the character. We can just change the whole plot.
The whole plot is different. You know what we could do?
You could
Play It Again 2.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Let's go.
That I could get behind.
There you go.
This is an RCA CD player, and it only has the best songs that have the best memories.
Yes, I love it.
It doesn't go back in time or forward. I'm just happy here.
Yeah.
Why travel when you can just stay in the present?
It's a gift. No, okay. So, but yeah, we're so excited for this new book, and we really hope that everyone will check it out, and just to share it with everyone you can. It really is important, and it's difficult to get people to click those buttons. So please go push that button. It's very important, to try to just spread the word as much as we can, because we're only so many people, and hopefully all of our friends and family are supportive and push the button and share it, but the wider we can cast that net, the better. And it would really mean a lot to us if you'd help us out. But speaking of our engagement and the fact that, I'm fianced, this is happening.
Fianced.
I'm fiancé.
We have some questions from the colony. So, Stephen, would you hit us with the sweet questions from the colony engagement edition song?
It's the engagement edition of Questions of the Colony song. Anthony got engaged, so we don't even need to hear what you guys have to say today. No questions from the colony. No, it's all about Steve and Anthony. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Let's bring that back. Drop the negative and make it positive. Yeah, because it's questions from the colony with Steven and Anthony. They're gonna tell you all the things you want to know tonight. Questions from the colony.
Nice.
That was good.
That was great.
Thank you.
That should be our first dance song.
Oh yeah, I think it was. I think we're about to get married.
Who's ordained?
Who's ordained here? Is this microphone ordained? So
yeah, bet.
Yeah.
Eat that guy.
So our first question comes from our friend Jackson Howell. He asks, would you rather write one book that rockets to mainstream popularity, but you are never able to duplicate that success, or write multiple books that gain moderate attention, but never quite push you to mainstream popularity? Which one?
I feel like I'm doing the second one pretty strongly right now.
If moderate, yeah. I was gonna say, if moderate push means that I can live middle class, relatively comfortably with my family and still produce stuff I love, I'm all for that than super mainstream success on one book. I don't need a lifelong of royalties and things like that. If I can continue to afford to create my projects and enjoy life while doing it, that is all I care about.
I think, okay, yeah. I was going to say the first one is great because you reap all of the benefits from that initial sale. You know, you're like, you have your diehard Harry Potter, Jaws, whatever it may be,
Right.
and then you have your Godfather, and then no one remembers anything else you ever do. But who cares? Because you can still write, you can still do your stuff, and you live off of the,
Yeah.
and and you're essentially doing number 2 with the benefits from number 1. But the fear is, for me, the popularity, like
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want
the
to be
thing.
famous,
Yeah.
not really. Like, we do this show, and like we hope people watch. I want 1 billion views just for the sake of perpetuating our careers and such, like that's all. And like, we'd do this show if no one was watching. Like, I love talking to you, and like
we do this show when no one's
we
watching.
do this show when no one's watching. This week has, the last few weeks have been rough,
Oh,
so it's like,
man,
what are we gonna do? But you know what? Like, that's fine. Like, of course we want people to watch, but I don't want to be famous.
Yeah.
Like, the couple of times, like, I've gone like viral. I was like, this is awful.
It's overwhelming.
It is. These people.
Well, because you can kind of like shape your bubble, and then the moment you become like, when something happens and you go viral momentarily, your bubble expands instantly, and it has people that you don't want in your bubble, and they can say things, and
it's like, suddenly your bubble's made of porcupines. You're like
I sometimes I just think of like, I know like people like Claudio probably don't scroll comment threads, but like the weird ass comments that people make about him and his relationship and things like that. It's like, who are you to even like insert yourself to these conversations just because you listen to his music? It's so strange,
people make all sorts of assumptions based on their own prejudice and such, and it's so uncomfortable and it's weird, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna go with number 2. Just like, okay, here we go. Our good friend Levi asked, I'm assuming this one is for KT Carlisle. Has Anthony farted in front of you?
He hasn't yet.
He won't. You'll never hear it.
Oh no, he will.
I haven't even heard it.
No.
Hang on.
He will.
Hang on, I want to see where this goes.
But we have a running joke so his son Atlas asks us to do the thing, which is like, basically we have to try to make him do a spit take while he does his mouthwash at night. And one time he asked me to describe what Anthony's farts sound like. So I said that they sound like spooky. So now, every time he'll just randomly go spooky, and then he'll go, "Dad, you farted."
I was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
So the man who has never farted in front of anyone, now he must be called out for farting in front of everyone all the time. I just saw his nipple for the first time like 2 years ago. So
that's true. That's very true.
How did wait, I'm sorry.
Because emo kids sleep fully clothed when they sleep over. I would fall asleep with my shoes on and my collared shirt on.
No. My question was more along the lines of, when and how did you see Anthony's nipple?
He changed his shirt, and I literally made the joke. Maybe it was like 3 years ago, actually, but it was in recent. It was post podcast history. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. I remember he was just changing. I think I even said to him, "I can't believe I just saw your nipple for the first time." As made a joke.
I think, was it when we went to go see Coheed, maybe? Or
yes, I think you changed your shirt or something.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Deer Hunter even.
No, Deer Hunter.
It was Deer Hunter. Okay.
Place. Yeah. Oh, where there was a ghost.
Yes, I think that's where it was. That's
yeah. Excuse me. Okay, next question, and I'll ask this to both of you. Like, let's just say, like, we do a split here. Okay. If you swap bodies with me for a week, what would you do? If we swap bodies for a week, what would you do?
I would try to I would just enjoy the fact that I could reach things that I wouldn't normally be able to reach because I'm vertically challenged. So,
but if you have my body, I have your body, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I would just enjoy the fact that I didn't need a ladder for everything.
I'd just walk around yelling at him and just be like, "Get that for me. Get that. Reach that."
I would immediately find like the coolest disco outfit and just walk around with my awesome form in my disco garb, because I can't.
Disco garb.
I can't wear disco outfits. So
what would Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I think, I mean, if I were you, obviously I'd be a guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like, oh my god, look at my body, and like, you know, I'm not like,
yeah. If I swap bodies with Tina, I'm in the mirror for
yeah,
like
100%.
even though I
like,
see it and
I'm
experience
gonna
it every day.
yeah,
still
like,
it's mine now. So
it's
now
my yeah. Like there are things I'm going to have to like understand. You know. Also, I am 100% going to like pull like a like one of those. I'm gonna walk through the mall wearing whatever I want and see. Like I'm gonna know. I want to see how it feels. You know. Like yes, I do. Yes, I do. Like 100%. Like that's what you would do. Like that's. I mean, I think that you have like if I'm a bird, I'm gonna fly, and the bird's not gonna be like, no, oh, there are hawks out there. I'm like, I'm still gonna fly. Like I'm still gonna do the scary weird thing. You know. But yeah, 100%. And if I was Steven,
one of the craziest things you get to experience being me is because I noticed this power after like when I had lost a bunch of weight. I was like when I was like thin, like I had dropped like 50 or 60 pounds in like 2 months. And I remember walking in and accidentally like just bumping into my brother, and my brother was bigger than me at that point, and I like fell back, and it was the first time I'd ever felt resistance like that with another object because like I'm huge. God. So I can just like walk in, and I remember even at work, I would bump into a corner because I'm like, man, I literally have like this. You're a big guy, so you bounce off of things and push off of things. Like you use that as part of your movement, but you can't do that anymore.
Breaking news: the Juggernaut has run through downtown Fort Myers.
Like I'm just like, no, you can't do those things. Like,
if I were Steven for a week, I would just go around like crushing every fucking thing that I could.
It's pretty wild. Like I don't even realize. Like it's like Lenny from Mice and Men. Like I just my own strength. Like I'm just.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
I have a question though. If we're switching bodies, do I still get like all of your skills?
Yeah.
Okay, then I want to play guitar.
Okay, cool.
Like I've never been able to do that before.
You'd be able to experience it, like depending on who. Yeah.
Piano. Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm doing. I want to play the instruments.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Who would do better if the other died first?
Oh my God! What?
Why, Levi? Why?
No.
Why?
No, I'm not even gonna entertain that horrible, miserable thought.
Right,
no, thank you.
Next I would argue that. You mean you and me?
Let's say you and me, Steven. Let's go ahead and do it.
I would argue that both of us possess the necessary because we are jacks of all trades. I would say that either one of us has the potential and skill to continue on any sort of legacy or establish any sort of new legacy with
that's true.
The people that support us now and everything else, you know.
I can see that. I know what you mean. Yeah, I can see that happening. I think either way it would be okay. We'd find a way to make it work.
It would suck for probably at least a year, but then after that, it would just.
Seems like it would suck for at least 2 days, and then I'd be like, I have issues. Hello, everyone.
2 days after Anthony passes away. So here is my manga/hentai of Mary and Barreled. Super successful.
For Myers PD, reference this episode for the future.
Listen, I'm gonna get killed. Okay, let's see. Okay, you're about to be hit by a bus. What do you do? I mean, move, right? Like, you just get out of the way.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Get out of the way.
No, if I'm about to get hit by a bus,
you don't need to move. That bus needs to move out of the way for you because
if it's a bus, unless it's that bus that almost hit. I don't know. You weren't with us. It was Tina, Josh, and I. We literally had the green light turning left into Santa Barbara, and a bus like just flew through the light, and I almost got hit by a city bus. It was like crazy. God. But anyways. I was going to say prior to that story, buses usually are going under 40, so I think I'd have time to react. Like, I just do my best effort in a barrel roll, man. I would just dive to one direction as fast as I could and lose maybe my ankles or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, you do your best to.
I'm not going to be, well, I mean, I guess I could Regina George it, just take it head on and.
Yeah, truthfully, I'm pretty crippled as it is, so like I would try to move out of the way and most likely get hit and die. So
okay,
this is it.
Next question. What color is Wednesday?
Black. Adams, right?
Well, she's like pale. She's super white. She has black hair.
Wait, like Wednesday Adams? Because when you said Wednesday, I thought pink.
That's what they mean.
Yeah.
No, let's just say I'm assuming they mean like the day. It's similar to how people say like what color is math, what color is social studies, what color do you think the days are?
To quote literally, I just brought up Regina. Regina says that on Wednesdays we wear pink, so like I feel like Wednesday is pink.
I was gonna say pink and couldn't like pick a reason why, and then you said that, and that's probably
we should just say that Wednesdays are pink and black, because what better combination is there than hot pink and black, first of all? But yeah, Wednesdays are hot pink / black simultaneously.
Like it's perfect combo.
Okay, and then the next question is, what are your political differences? I'm not going to answer that. We don't talk about politics on our show, no matter what. The last question from Levi is, why do you hate me, Anthony? Because you try to get us to talk about politics on our non-political show. Shame. Also, I don't hate you. I love you, Levi. Let's see.
Beyond words. More than words is all I have to give.
Okay. All right. So, Lost Between Words. Our good friend Edwin asks, seems like you guys had been talking for a long time before anything officially happened. What was literally the first interaction between you guys, and how did you get to where you are now?
Okay. So I know that there were interactions before this, but this is the one that I remember the most. Was I was just scrolling through Twitter one day and I saw he had a post that said,
my birthday.
Yeah, he was like, X amount of days until I'm no longer 37. And I was just like, oh, when's your birthday?
We share a birthday.
He was like, it's January 15th. And I was like, shut the front door. That's my birthday. I've never met anybody ever who shared my birthday. I was so excited by that. And then we said that we were birthday twins and there were going to be jackets. They were going to be purple and crocheted. And I still have to do it. It's happening though. Like that's 100% going to happen.
I don't see some purple crocheted jackets. I'm going to lose it.
It's going to happen. No, it's happening. 100% it's happening. That was the first interaction that I like really, really remember. There were a bunch of others though. I harassed him repeatedly to edit my book. He really was not wanting to do it. And I was like, no, sorry, you're going to do this because like you're crazy talented and we have very similar writing styles. And I only work with people who I like. And you're the person that I like. So you're going to do it. Okay, great.
she Tina'd the shit out of you. Like
I really did.
Tina looked at me once and just decided I was the man forever and pursued me for forever and then won and still wins to this day.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And I have no regrets.
Yeah.
It's how you catch one of us boys, you know?
It really is.
Yeah, we were really good friends up until, around like July. I reached out to him because I was going through a really hard time and I let him know like, hey, like I honestly don't know what's gonna happen to me in like the next couple of days or weeks or whatever. And I just want you to know that you've always been like one of my favorite parts of being on the platform, Twitter. And
X.
X.
X gonna give it to you. What?
And then I'm sorry. And then after that, we just started like talking a lot more, and one thing led to another. AKA I aggressively flirted with him, and that led to her moving to Florida and being with me.
And he checked his notes and he's like, well, she called me 3 Autobots, and that has to mean something. I got Optimus, Jazz, and Bumblebee. There's something going on.
Something going on here. I feel the chemistry. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting how that stuff happens on social media. How I kind of love how people will go from like complete strangers to like, now you're in my, like, I'm aware of you. You're like in my bubble, and then like people are like, in your stratosphere, like in your solar system, it's like now you're like little planets all in the same.
It's really funny because like every single time I logged onto Twitter, your posts were always the first ones that appeared in my feed, and it would always be like 33 seconds ago posted or like a minute ago posted, and I was always the first one to like or comment, and I was like, I look like such a fucking creep. But this is the way that, like, I'm not gonna not comment on something that I like and find hysterical, which is like everything that comes out of this beautiful man's mouth. So like,
he is pretty wonderful.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
So yeah,
I love you guys. Yeah, that was and then of course I did not. This is all very new to me. I can't believe any of this is happening. But now I'm engaged. We're moving in together. Steven, what's happening? Steven, help.
You've been through the ringer, and it's just finally time to like collect your Hunger Games prize, which is like
it is pretty interesting, right? Like I said that to you recently, where I was like, I kind of feel like I was like saving up all my luck for like this week. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like I feel like I was saving up all my luck for like this time of my life, and it's crazy. And then it all just kind of like has been coming together. Like everything's coming up Millhouse suddenly.
Yes.
You know, in the best way possible. But speaking of that, so this week I freaking lettered an entire, like mini comic. Which
Anthony lettered an entire book. Yeah, Anthony and I like proved that when the going get tough, the tough get books done.
Yeah, 100%.
The classics say that old.
Dude, like I literally just did what I should always do, but I'm incapable of doing because it's so hard. And we used to discuss this in the early episodes if we have issue with progress, like progress, like this, any sort of progress is progress. Yep. But like I knew I had a strict deadline. Like I had 2 weeks, like a strict 2 weeks. Yep. I'm like, okay, this is literally taking me about 2 days per one. So I have to work on it between these hours every day. No questions asked. Like this is what has to happen. And I did it and I succeeded, Yeah,
dude. I think that's kind of like where we've had issues the last year, because like we've been just open with like, we don't need to run a Kickstarter until we get close to finish. But then it's like, we're not really doing it. We keep pushing it because of that. Like I wasn't getting my coloring done as fast as I could. You're not getting the pages done as fast as you could. And I think if like when we did have,
and then Chris came in, he's like, listen, I need this book in 2 weeks. We're going to print. We already have everything done on our end. We're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Not that I wasn't working on Bloodlust already. I was definitely, but I was also still trying to work on Deathless and work on, commissions. And I just had to shut everything down and focus on it. And
it's funny because I was actually thinking about that when I was on the way over here for myself, because I remember getting into a conversation with somebody on Twitter about how I was posted, because I do self-imposed deadlines all the time. And that's how I'm able, like I'm on my 6th book in a year and a half. And like somebody commented on one of my posts and they were like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't have self-imposed deadlines because you're sucking the joy out of your process. I'm like, well, if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't fucking finish anything.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like,
Also, I can't stand when people force their own perspective in their life. It's like,
I also need to even add further to that, and like those self-imposed deadlines. Yes, I don't want to draw when I tell myself you have to, but then guess what? 10 minutes into drawing, I'm fucking loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
It's the start that sucks. Yeah. People like seem to forget that. It's like the getting into it. Like 100%. You don't want to shift your brain into that mode right now, but the moment you do, your brain just reflexes and goes into that mode,
it's so true. And that's true with writing too. Like sometimes we struggle through and we're like, oh, I'm not in that mode yet. And we judge ourselves and we get really hard on ourselves about like how the words are coming out. But in truth, when those words are read beside the rest of the words later on, it's hard to distinguish them.
Yeah,
it's they become indistinguishable from the words that we wrote when we felt we were at the top of our game. It's like, oh no, we're always just like, we're at this level and we're going to get better as we go, and that the only way to do that is by doing the work. But yeah, I mean, I think that this Bloodlust thing has kind of taught us like we should stick with a like we should make a deadline for Bloodlust, like for every Kickstarter, and be like, hey, we need to be at this place by this time, and then both of us will do it, But I think that'll help. I am excited to see what comes of Bloodlust, though. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
He's definitely got his side of it taken care of. So that's the best part about Bloodlust, is it's the first project we've worked on where we just do we did that, and they're doing everything else. You know what I'm saying? So like it's pretty freeing, like just drawing and writing and ballooning these pages and then being off into the world, so.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So what are you gonna work on this week then?
I have 2 pages left of Deathless, and I'm just gonna finish Deathless this week.
Yes. So this week, what are you going to work on?
I am going to work on my novel, my sapphic stalker psychic psycho killer novel.
I love
it. Psycho killer.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Fucking awesome. It's really good. It's getting there, and I'm about halfway through with the first draft. So that's
so
my
awesome.
Yeah, it's like really good too. It's good. And what are you calling it? Are you allowed to say the title? Or?
Oh yeah, Intuition.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's really good. It's really cool. It's like a fun. I as soon as she like pitched the idea to me, I was like, oh yeah,
that's so excited.
I was like, that's such a cool idea. Like it's one of those like. Yeah, it's really fun because it's like Final Destination meets you, you know, like the weird stalker guy, you, but Final Destination. It's like it works together really well. It's perfect. This week I'm going to continue my flats as much as I can. We are going to freaking New Jersey. We're going to New Jersey this weekend.
Joyzy. We have another hurricane potentially coming, so maybe you guys will avoid it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Lord have mercy.
Do we know how long it's going to be? Like, do we know when it's supposed to be?
I'm hoping nothing happens of it. It's not. It's just a wave right now. It's not even anything right now.
Good.
But there's some models. There's some spaghetti noodles aimed our way.
Always bring a rigmarole. The rigmarole.
It's the 14-day forecast brought to you by Publix and Home Depot.
Amen. Oh my god.
But
buy that food and lumber, guys.
Oh my god, that's so great.
But this week we're going to New Jersey, so I'm probably not going to get a lot done this week, honestly. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to tonight finish up the very last bit of the Deathless issue 3 Kickstarter that I have to put up, which I think looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
I'm excited for that. I'm going to edit this podcast, obviously, and then maybe I'll color on the plane. I think I could do that.
You should totally do that.
So I'll get a little coloring done at least, like not a lot because we're going to New Jersey. We're having, it's going to be fun, dude. I'm going to. She's gonna take me to Jane Silent Bob's secret stash.
Yes,
you should bring Deathless copies and try to dump them on them again. Like, wow, this is the second person that's tried to bring me this book. Maybe I should read it.
Maybe I should read this book. Maybe it might work.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Totally. But you know what we could do? We could stagger our entrances. You give me a
I'll
stack.
do it. Yeah.
You do it. I'll get
she just comes in afterwards. Do you have any of I know this is crazy because they're like an indie. Do you have any Deathless in stock?
Yes,
that'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
That'd be amazing. But that's what we're doing this week. Thank you all for listening to the podcast and watching it. Thank you for subscribing. Before we go, can you tell the people where they can find you on social media and such?
Yes, you can find me at KT_Carlisle. That's CARLISLE. That is me.
All right, Steven, where can people find you? What do you do?
You can find me at Stevie Wildcard, basically anywhere that I would probably be. Yeah, that's where you're going to find Stevie Wildcard.
And you can find me at Anthony Lafusi on Twitter /X or whatever. And yeah, so all the links are going to be below. The link for Deathless issue 3 is also below. Please click that. Go check out our books. Hopefully you like them. Hopefully you love them and they're your favorite thing in the world. We really appreciate all of you for sticking with us every single week, and we love the heck out of you. Thank you for saying yes to marrying me. That was pretty cool.
100%.
Yeah.
Always going to say yes.
Hell yeah. Stevie, what do you want to say to people before we go?
Everybody, thank you so much for following us and staying by our side through our thick and thin times. Mostly thick. But sorry. But I love you all. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for you two, for you guys being engaged. It's wonderful. I hope you enjoy New Jersey. And guys, let's make that Kickstarter super successful the first day. It's what we do. First day. Let's do first day.
Yes.
Crushing it.
God, yes. That's what I'm hoping. But thank you all. We really appreciate the heck out of you. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
I'm KT Carlisle.
And this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time.
A boo.
Oh, sexy.
Ooh, hey, wait, what?
She's me. Game recognizing game.
He also has Cheeto fingers. I don't know if you're into that.
Was it hedgehog's penises?
I think the echidna.
The echidna with the high five penis.
Echidna has a high five penis. Did you know that?
Excuse me?
It might be a high 4, but I think it was
that you're saying.
Echidna?
What is echidna?
An echidna,
like Knuckles from Sonic. It's a real animal too.
It's a real animal. It's kind of like a marsupial.
It kind of looks like a hedgehog.
It does
It's it's similar, but they're different.
Yeah.
But they have weird penises. Penisi.
That's
penile glands.
Penile glands.
I like penis eye.
Penis eye. Sounds great.
So how's life? Anything
if
special?
only the female echidna vagina had 5 holes.
Right, you'd think. It's not even a bowling ball situation down there. It's just a simple, like, how are you?
That would be the best. We need an animal combination with a bowling ball grip.
Oh my fucking god! What is this conversation?
It should be the armadillo. It should be the armadillo.
It really should be.
It's the most rollable of the
That's a good point.
Like,
it should.
You want to see my 3 holes? Oh my god, armadillo, get out of here! You're bothering me.